the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? Who's in here?
Why are tenders and chicken nuggets so comforting? I'd say it's because they're comfort food. A childhood food. Who doesn't like a good nuggy or good tendy? I mean, obviously, unless you're like, don't eat meat or something like that. Outside of that, though. How's it going?
Greenland, I take it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's boring. Did you really have anything better to do?
You don't know me any explanations, dude. It's your free time to do what you wish.
No. Alright. Tenders with fries and honey mustard. Ooh, that sounds good. I had. Well, I could kind of say the same thing about myself liking ketchup and not liking tomatoes a whole lot. Like, I'll tolerate tomatoes under certain circumstances. And those are pretty strict circumstances. Spaghetti with tomato. I'm fine with spaghetti and tomato sauce. My biggest issue with my biggest issue with tomatoes aren't like necessarily like related to tomato based products. It's just more of the texture of the original fruit. Yeah, that's fine. Like tomato sauce on pasta. Because I'm just more talking about like um just tomatoes in general. I like tomatoes with like I like tomatoes under certain circumstances. Like I'll have them like on a burger or something. But I usually prefer like a thinner sliced tomato because I don't like it super juicy. But like other than that, like any other sort of like tomato based product, I'm fine with. Oh, okay, I just saw the Discord thing. Okay. Bruschetta, okay. Well, that looks good. I hate yellow mustard because it's so tart. I'll be honest, I like it because it's tart. I like it mixed with other things like ketchup and stuff. I am a mustard lover. What can I say? I love myself some mustard. So, what have we been up to today? If I may ask.
Yeah, Cyrus, I'll see you for dinner. Oh, there's not much meat on you. I think I have to pass. Too skinny. Yeah.
Still kind of going through. Have delivery for a Mr. Deku.
Too skinny.
Give me 2 chocolate chips cookies for you and Eri. Somebody bought them from Aizawa's with Aizawa's card. Looks at Eri and she looks completely innocent.
Now, if I had to
Hoping your mom will say,
something
"Okay,
like
that's
that for
nice.
dinner,
That's
I'd
nice.
probably
It's always
do
nice
that.
to help out family."
Outside of the house, Matthew's got the one outside of me, man. Supposed to be on its own. I love him.
Looks at Eri and she looks completely innocent. I don't know who would use Mr. Aizawa's card. I would assume Mr. Aizawa would use Mr. Aizawa's card. Only reason I conclude that is because he does not seem like the kind of guy who just leaves his wallet laying around. So I have a sneaking suspicion that he was being a softie.
Sorry, Matthew, for picking anybody in the house for food. I'm choosing you. I hope you're not offended.
Nah, I'm good.
Appreciate that.
Oh, pull them also. Ouch. Yikes. Well, at least she's having an easier time breathing. Yeah, I mean, closest I've had to pulling a muscle is like getting a Charlie horse. I can't imagine like doing like what something similar in your chest would be. Harry did it. Aww. You can't be mad at her. But maybe that's the point. Well, right now I'm kind of just deciding which game I want to do tonight. So I didn't really come on here with much of a plan today. I've already kind of done my gacha game grind for the day. I don't know. Watching gacha game grinding isn't necessarily too appealing to me. At least not necessarily like just watching the grinding. I guess I am here, so I'm just chatting. So to anyone who wants to comment, or maybe suggest a game, I don't know. Obviously something within reason. Right now I'm just kind of looking through my Steam list. Yeah, I really don't know. Of all the games I have, I don't know which one I even want to play. Wanted to share some cookies and yesterday. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I don't know. I don't know what game to play. Well, I personally want to play something that allows me to dodge and parry and stuff. I like those kind of games. Rocket League. I guess I could play Rocket League. So I don't know. I don't know who all is interested in watching me hit a ball with a car, but you know, we'll do it. Ooh, wait. You know some Hatsune Miku stuff. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, right. I have it on stream save songs, so it's not gonna play anything that's not. Sadness. Poops. Immediately disintegrates. Good job. I couldn't handle it. Disintegrates. Uh-oh. Oh, I realized I didn't put it onto the game screen. Whoops. I will switch it over in 1 second. Alright, okay, let's go to live scene. I am goofing. What am I doing? Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Goof Master. Oh, this is a rank match too. Guess I better lock in. No, you're good. No, it's... It was me. You're not distracting me whatsoever. It's... Hit it away, and I'm gonna chase you down. Oh, that looks good, but not in. Oh, that was actually, that was almost peak. Alright. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. We got this. Uh-oh. Yeah, not much I could have done about that. Bad position, plus the fact that he pulled out a flip reset on me. See, my defense usually has been one of my stronger points, but it's my offense in control that generally lack, so we're gonna see. We gotta pick it up. Does not turn out great, folks. Whoa. Got this. I've got heart and an unhealthy sense of determination. Ha. Yeah, I'm second right now, guys. Oh, we had to rub it in with that final goal, didn't we? It is what it is. I'm frustrated with myself. Like I'm aggravated with myself. Hey, but you can't win them all. And don't worry, Kit. You did not do anything. Okay. I think big thing right now is honestly. I know what I have to fix. We know what I have to fix, ladies and gentlemen. And it's not going to be easy because it's antithetical to my playstyle. All right. We're gonna have to take the take the reins, the bull by the horn, so to speak. All right, first goal. All right, guys. All right. We gotta formulate a strategy. Gotta hit that flick. Also, am I coming through all right? And we hit a shot. Oh, trying to do something fancy, I see. And we turn a missed shot into a perfect counter. This is what I call counterplay, folks. Oh, he sped by. Oh, close. You're not getting it so easily. And you're not popping up over my head. Trust me, bro. I know that trick. Mew versus... Are you talking about like Mewtwo? Talking like Mewtwo versus Sonic? If so, I still would bet Sonic. Me personally, I would bet, you know, just Mew. Oh, definitely, he's definitely not winning that. Mewtwo is a better step up. So we gotta give like straight up conceptual characters in order to like stand a chance against Sonic. Because it's just, he's outright ridiculous. Also, hello to everybody in the chat. Just giving an update. I did not forget about you. I just wanted to ask you all how your day is. So I'm just chilling today. I didn't really have a set plan for this stream. Though if any of y'all have prayers or any questions about the Bible, about my faith or anything, I am more than happy to answer. I would still give it to Sonic. I mean, I don't know how strong Arceus is. Like I said, I don't really watch a whole lot about Pokemon. So, but like, take however fast you think he is. Creation. Still, as it, I don't know exactly where they like scale and power as far as Pokemon goes, but I can't imagine, considering Sonic's fought characters on that tier of power, like on a higher tier of power, like straight up like deity or whatever. I don't think it's out of the book for him to win. Especially if he goes Super Sonic, because Super Sonic is just busted. It's called plot armor. Super Sonic's called the however much power I need to win power up. Don't get me wrong, I'm fond of the Sonic series, but that essentially is what Super Sonic is in a nutshell. It's kind of the all-purpose power-up. Whoever he needs to beat. Super Sonic versus... Oh, that's not even a question. Super Sonic, easy. Easy, 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 easy. Easy for Sonic. Or Supersonic. That's it. I mean, that's big. Supersonic is just Sonic Plus, so... I screwed up. I screwed up. Someone help me. That one form we talked about last time versus Eggman. Metal Sonic versus Eggman. Like, if you're talking about Neo Metal or, like, Metal Overlord. Oh, wait. Oh, you got another one? You got another one? You got another matchup idea? Overlord? Actually, that actually might be real. That might be decently close. Okay, thing is, if Eggman and Sonic teamed up, that, I mean, if they could even work together, would actually be kind of busted. So, I'd honestly say it's an interesting matchup. I would kind of call it close. Because when Metal Overlord is in, when Metal Sonic's in Metal Overlord, he actually has the intelligence of Eggman. But with like all the power of like a Supersonic, well, close to Supersonic. So if we're talking about, but adding Supersonic once again, I think it's still like they'll still win because it's Supersonic. No. 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 I would definitely lean Eggman and Supersonic. I'm goofing, doing dumb moves. But yeah, no, I would still say Eggman and Supersonic. With like the power advantage being given to Supersonic, but like Eggman's intelligence is no joke. He built Metal. he built like Metal Sonic and knows how Overlord should know how Overlord works. But then again, Metal Overlord, Metal Sonic is something that can adapt and straight up copy abilities. So, but again, against the super form, I don't know. It's probably close. I missed. I missed. Oh yeah, I gotta do like the super speed shot. Wait till the ball hits the ground and then zoom it. I literally couldn't do anything about that. That's okay. I honestly am not sure. Because what Werehog might have in like actual power, what Werehog may have in like regular power, Sonic has in speed, and also if we're scaling like Sonic to like from Unleashed against Werehog Sonic, it likely would be close, if not kind of even, because it's Sonic at the end of the day. But if you're talking about modern Sonic, like current version, no way. He doesn't stand a chance. I mean, it's not even competition. If I could aim it. Oh! That was close. Shadow and Silver. Okay, that's actually a bit more of an interesting matchup. That's close. I would always give the edge to Sonic just because I think every time Sonic has a game, he just surpasses Shadow. But assuming they're on an even playing field, that's tough. Like, if you're giving Tails all of his gadgets, that actually might be like the closest matchup you've pitched. If not one that's almost like straight out, flat out, almost a tie. It probably is close to even. I mean, you could probably give an argument for one way or the other. Because honestly, I would assume Tails and Silver to be kind of relative. Considering they're usually like backup companions, like background, like Silver's psychokinesis is definitely an issue, but once again, that's not something that Sonic hasn't dealt with before. And I doubt that's something that Tails couldn't work around if he had proper planning and the right tech. But I always give Sonic the edge in being a bit stronger. Just because I feel like it's always narratively implied that he's generally, like, even if not slightly ahead of Shadow, usually. Like I said, you can give equal leeway to both. And it's really the Tails and Silver debate. If we want to give it teamwork, Sonic and Tails. But like I said, powers, it kind of starts leaning to the other way. So, yeah. So I would have to say probably about close to even. You're probably going to have some people like power scalers, like, who see me make that comment and and just be like, no. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Sonic and Metal Sonic versus Shadow and Silver full power. I would give it to Sonic and Metal Sonic. That's because in the IDW comics, Metal has been shown bodying Shadow. Like, giving Shadow a really hard fight. That, and I don't think Silver is really up for that fight. Two of the fastest things alive. But one the original and the other is copy. The thing about Silver's powers is he has to be able to properly track you and be able to stay focused on you in order to catch you with his psychokinesis. Now, Shadow could probably hold one down. One. But essentially two Sonics is not, even at full power, if you're going super, that's just weird in general. At max power, I'd still give it to Sonic and Metal Sonic, because max power, Metal is, well, he's the reason why we had to jump him in the first place. Max Power Metal Sonic is the reason he gets jumped half the time, because
not many characters can actually win a 1v1 with him. He's basically like you're fighting Sonic. So I would still give it to Metal Sonic and Metal Sonic. Not to say Shadow isn't powerful, I think Silver is the weakest link here. That and, like, Metal at full power can just outright copy anyone's abilities. Like, not just like a partial copy. At full power, he can just straight up copy your powers. He doesn't even need, like, the original, like, source of your power. He just needs to scan you and it's over. And Sonic, what do you know, Sonic? It's been a while since we've seen Super Silver. Well, actually, no. IDW Comics, the Metal Virus, I think, was the last time we saw him. So, very recently, but... Amy vs. Blaze. 100% Blaze. All the way. Not even close. Because Amy doesn't really show off ever using the Super State, and if Blaze is full powering with the Soul Emeralds, it's just, like, super forms are busted. And if Amy doesn't even have a super form to fall back on, then it's GG's. Now, if you talk about base to base, I still say Blaze, because contextually, Blaze is essentially is like another universe's Sonic. She's from a parallel dimension. She is that dimension's Sonic, essentially. Now, she doesn't share, like, the same inherent speed, like, Saiyan. She uses her fire to kind of move as fast. Now, don't get me wrong, Amy is strong. She can... But Blaze has been shown to be able to go toe-to-toe and actually not... like, knock out Knuckles on their first encounter. Now, it was probably like an off-guard attack, but even if it wasn't, knocking out Knuckles, actually that is probably a close fight. Amy's fast, she keeps up with Sonic, but Rouge also hangs out with Shadow. She's probably the better fighter. But I would be lying if I didn't say that Amy was just outright, like, beefier. I know. No, those scrawny noodle arms, don't let those scrawny noodle arms fool you. Hey. Don't let the Sonic character noodle arms fool you. Amy sucker punching Knuckles is probably at least going to give him a bruise. But if you want to give me, like, full-on opinion, I would lean Rouge just because she's, technically speaking, the better fighter. She's a bit more acrobatic and she can fly, so she has a bit more spatial control. But Rouge would just better steer clear of Amy's hammer. That's all I'm saying. One clean hit and she's out. Or at the very least, she's going to be hurt. Rouge in the long game, Amy if she gets a good hit. Big the Cat. Vector versus Big. That feels like a joke matchup. This feels like a joke fight. Because those characters, I would give it to Vector just because Vector engages in combat more often. I say more often doesn't mean by much, it just means more often. Big could win based off his sheer size, but I would say Vector at least has a bit more experience with actual fighting. Big does not fight that much. Not to say he couldn't fight, and he could definitely use his big size to the advantage, and that's where we kind of come to the weird little crossroads of this like non-serious matchup. Big is probably strong enough to wall up Vector, but Big does not fight. Whereas Vector fights, but he doesn't fight that much. It's not like Sonic, like in Shadow, who are like fighting on the daily. Vector fights when he kind of like he has to. When's the last time we saw Vector Crocodile like swing hands with somebody? I mean, Metal Virus, but that was a different case. You couldn't really swing hands with anybody during the Metal Virus because, well, one touch and you're done. But you are presenting a bit closer matchups. Like I said, just to be fairly honest, I would just say don't pit a regular character up against any Sonic or like just any of the hedgehogs outside of Amy. I would say because even Silver is bodying the rest of the main cast, but once you start touching like Shadow and Sonic and all that, even Silver can't really keep up. But like anybody lower on the tier list is probably throwing some even hands. Yeah, you gave me some pretty. I'd say you gave me some pretty good matchups. All I'm saying is definitely Cream versus... No, don't do this. I don't want to answer this question. You're essentially asking two children to fight. That's not right. That isn't fair. That's just cruel. We are not putting cheese in that type, cream or cheese in that type of matchup. They're too innocent for this world. Pokemon. Like I said, I don't know much Pokemon. No, get it right. It's 10-year-olds beating up other 10-year-olds using their creatures to beat up the other kids' creatures. Oh, Knuckles versus Warhog Sonic. That's actually an interesting fight. That's actually like if you like assuming that they're at the same strength. That's actually I don't think I could tell you because this is stepping into Knuckles' playing field, like regular hand-to-hand combat. Sure, the stretchy limbs might throw him off a little bit. I'd still say Knuckles actually probably stands a chance here just because he's a better fist-to-fist fighter than Sonic is. I would say. Deku versus all. I'm sorry, Deku. I'm so sorry. See, Deku's getting cleaned up by, like, Sonic CD Sonic. He's getting cleaned up by a lot of early versions of Sonic, and here's why. Sonic is just straight up able to time travel in CD. And CD is like not even like a new game. Like any version of the Sonic cast is generally able to keep up somewhat with Sonic. And Deku, I think he was generally scaled to kind of close to, like a little bit over. Like maybe like faster than Light, definitely faster than Light. But how much faster than Light is not an easy thing to determine. Hey, Speedy. No, that's actually kind of funny. Almost kind of like every time you're supposed to see the verse. I goofed up. self-control. It's a good thing that the Lord is His strength is perfect, made perfect in our weakness. So I mean, self-control, I feel like, is one of those things that is definitely just, that's not a quick thing to get, because that's something that, I mean, all of it is like, you walk with the Lord and that is practiced. How you doing? How you doing, Speedy? How you doing today? Surviving a storm? Like an actual storm, or like the metaphorical kind? Just want to make sure I understand. I see. No, after this match, we can do a little bit of prayer. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hey, because I know that Kit also had something that they mentioned earlier. Sudden death, yes. Not quite yet. Oh no, it might not be sudden death if I don't get this ball. There we go. No, not the boobs. Not the boobs. I'm just kind of going through my singles ranked matches right now. Season reset, so singles is one of those things where I really just can goof up and make dumb decisions, but it's also a place where I practice my ball control a lot more. I'm better at like positioning and backing up a team member who knows how to control the ball a bit better than I do. I'm not saying I suck completely, but it's not one of my strong suits. Defensive play and strategic positioning. Yeah. Oh no, I 100% same here. I'm like more of a defensive player who would rather play around the team and fill a spot if I have to. Not goalie. Oh yeah, goalie. The thing about a goalie is you kind of just have to keep an eye on how the whole field is going, and just position yourself in the best spot to intercept. I would definitely say, actually, one of my games kind of pointed at this concept to me. It's like being a goalie is more than just reacting to the ball. It's gauging where they're gonna go based off of where everybody else is. Because usually the worst types of I've seen goalies just get caught off guard by shots they didn't expect. Yeah, I'm still just chatting. That's because honestly, that's what I'm doing right now. Kit was presenting me a lot of Sonic matchups. Some being absolute washers, and others being actually kind of debatable, interesting debatable like fights. Because I'm a little bit of a Sonic nerd, and I watch way too many scaly videos. Okay, MMR seems to be something that's a bit more shown during game. That's actually really cool. Nice. Oh, BMW? Oh, I have a coworker who has a BMW. Underground 90s. Ah, Sonic Underground. I remember Sonic Underground. That's a classic. And like the old Sonic. No good. Dude, I remember that. I remember way back in the day. I remember watching those Sonics. Those were some fun shows. And then, like, at least the one, like, later on, like, 2010s, like, Sonic X. That was okay. Okay.
Okay, Google, turn off lights.
Nice. And the DVD? Alright.
Alright, one.
Dude, I had VCR, like VHS. Growing up, we watched VHS movies if we wanted to go to sleep. Because my parents had, like, so many. I never minded it. I honestly, the most watched movie I probably have VHS is Aladdin. Like all the Aladdin movies. Because there were 3, and I don't think people know this, but there were 3. I had all of them. You watch Homer Simpson being in the second. I didn't think he was in the second Aladdin movie. Though Genie probably would get the reference, because Genie is Genie, and Genie is the best character in Aladdin. Hands down, I would say change my mind, but you can't change my mind. Oh, you're talking about the voice actor. Okay, now that you mention it, it does line up. I thought he did a good job. I did. Okay, to be fair, it wasn't the same. You knew it wasn't gonna feel. It didn't feel like fully the same Genie because Robin Williams. But he came back in the third. He came back in the third movie. And I think he did a good job, like, for filling in the role. Yeah, that is unfortunate what happened with Robin Williams, man. It's just like a dude who could make so many other people laugh. And unfortunately, like, that's a superpower that you can't really use, that I guess he couldn't use for himself. Not to be disrespectful or anything, just... It's unfortunate that he makes so many other people laugh and happy and just... Like, it didn't go inward. By far, I was saying at work though, Genie will always be my favorite character from Aladdin, hands down. Because he's just Genie is peak, and Genie would get that reference too. Like, he's quite literally the get out of jail free card. I can't say I've watched Robin Williams movies, some of them, but I can't say I've watched often enough to really pick. That's where I would have to say Aladdin, because... Okay, Flubber, I've seen Flubber. I think I've seen Hook, too. We had Hook on the DVD, or VHS. I think as a kid, it kind of freaked me out a little bit. Or maybe I just didn't like it. I was little. Flubber, though, I thought Flubber was a funny movie. I mean, the name of it is called Flubber. Oh, okay, I'm guessing it was a reference. I'll be legit. I was waiting for Speedy's response on that one because I didn't get the reference. So, Jumanji. Okay, I did see Jumanji. I've seen Jumanji. I've seen Hook. I've seen Flubber. I did not watch Mrs. Doubtfire though. Okay, gotcha. Now we're mentioning movies I haven't seen. This is Doubtfire, Google Hunting, but Oh, Night at the Museum. Oh, wait. Oh, dude, how can I forget that one? How can I forget, dude? Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. I will say, Night at the Museum is a movie I forgot about. Also, it's kind of funny because you guys are sitting here on stream and I'm just watching your guys' conversation. Oh, autocorrect. I understand the autocorrect, especially on like your phone when you've entered so many things. I usually use the swipe to text though, and so that's actually what messes me up. Though there are times where I'll type in an actual word and it autocorrects it to a different word. I'm like, what are you doing? I typed in a word, a pre-existent word. Why are we autocorrecting? That's it. That's the fun thing about technology. It sometimes doesn't like to make sense, even though it's completely logical and can't like disobey you at will, and yet sometimes it feels like it does. Oh yeah, I think I did hear about that. I'm naming his daughter Zelda. Yeah, that was pretty cool. There are times where I just like do a completely different word. But yes, that has definitely happened. That's more understandable though, because it's a machine. It can't really, it can't logically differentiate exactly what you mean when you put ITS, and so it gives you both suggestions. Like, it's like, okay, which one do you want? Google's like, okay. Oh yeah, there was a Popeye movie. I never watched it. I watched the original Popeye. Howdy, y'all. Oh, yes, I believe either that they are calling back. This is Acts, so this is when like the church was founded and stuff. I'm kind of just skimming through it because I think this is actually where I'm at in the New Testament so far. I've read Matthew, I've read John. I skipped the other two just because it's repetitive, and I think John is from what I've heard, John is the best place to start if you want to read the New Testament. But yes, I believe this is the Joseph with the 12 brothers. Yeah, so Yeah, the one who was sold into slavery because he had a pretty coat and a coat of many colors, and his brothers were jealous, and it was clear that he was the father's favorite. Though I do think that, from what I watched, what I've read, it seems like Joseph was flaunting it a little bit. Like if it's like he was humble and like about it, maybe his brothers wouldn't, or maybe a little bit more humble. John, yes, John, I would say is good. I don't think I've watched Joseph and the Coat of Many Colors. I think the main like movie I watched growing up for my faith is what is it? Prince of Egypt. Yeah, Prince of Egypt. Yeah, the one about Moses. The one that covers the story of Moses. Obviously with some artistic interpretation. Or liberty. With some artistic liberty. Yeah. Obviously they were. Right. Oh yeah, it didn't talk down to you. I think it got the point across pretty well. I mean the fact that he ran away. Now I do think one thing about the death of the Egyptian. That he killed. Like, the movie frames as an accident. Scripture, more or less, it frames that as he intentionally went and killed this Egyptian for the beating of the Hebrew slave. Ramesses? But I might be wrong about the accident part. But I know the movie frames it as an accident. Okay. Okay. So what it looks like is that he went and killed. Okay, that seems intentional. Okay. Ramesses' brother. I don't know. I think maybe it's implied that anybody in the royal family was like treated as family because of the fact that he was saved by one of the Egyptian female servants, midwives, one of those women. So even if he was treated like a brother, he's definitely not blood. But it would also make a lot more sense why Pharaoh wouldn't just want to go kill him on the spot every time he just walked in to the court. They walked in to the place, but I don't know. Maybe Pharaoh was entertaining, like maybe he found it a little entertaining that this Hebrew man said that his God was gonna let his people go. Was gonna force him to let their people go. Pharaoh was very prideful, so he probably saw it maybe as a game. I don't know. I don't think it really specifies which pharaoh. Maybe it's assumed in the movie that at the time that it was Ramesses. Well, I can't give you that answer. I feel like it's one of those details that's just like, I mean, ultimately, it's like, it would be cool to know, but I don't think it's one of those things that doesn't ultimately change fully the meaning of, like, the story of Moses. But I think it's cool to think about that he maybe had some ties to. They had some ties to the, like, Egyptians and stuff, in terms of actually knowing some of them. Oh, this is actually Pharaoh's daughter that found Moses. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That seems to be so. He was essentially adopted into Pharaoh's family, into the royal family. Likely not in line for anything, but like just kind of there. So I think this is also another crazy thing. By going in obviously God's calling on your life was going to be greater than anything you ever need, anything that you could ever imagine. But just imagine, I think, like Moses, he had it made. He was part of the royal, like he likely had all of his needs met. Anything he wanted, he probably could have asked for. And even if he received a no, it wasn't a no with a brutal whipping. It was just like a no, just.
Matthew, you got a minute to let her out?
Sure.
I don't know if you're busy.
I can.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I don't want to freeze. I don't think Lizzie put me away either. Yeah, what's up?
Will you be able to get me some chicken?
Do what?
Will you be able to get me some chicken?
It's right here on the counter.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean, it's right to get you chicken?
No, it's just the middle of the stream.
Oh.
I mean, I can grab it. No, you can't come in.
Bum 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 bum. Wait, can you still hear me?
Here. Don't forget. Church tomorrow.
Thank you.
Late. How was it?
Huh?
How was it?
The coffee?
I was talking about the pie.
Oh, the pie was good.
Oh, I thought you might want the coffee. I was going to throw this away.
Okay. So it was a chocolate like pecan cream pie type thing.
Oh, hi, Ken.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. I will tell you that much.
Ariel, what are you doing? Get over here.
Why does what blur?
Ariel. Ariel. No.
But yeah, no. I mean, Twitch interpreted it as the innuendo term, the nastier term of cream pie. I'm like, I'm just
Ariel.
trying to discuss
I
food,
think
bro.
she's eating that grease from the grill. And she's gonna puke.
Oh, that our dog,
Is she hungry?
our puppy. Well, not puppy. She's like 11 to 12 years old.
She's like, you gonna let me in? You like me in? You want some of your too?
She's a puppy dog,
Obviously, she
a
don't want
Westie poo.
the door closed. Yeah. Not that big door that blocks the light from her at night. That's crazy. She's starting to know what it's like here.
Oh, so I'm sorry that your cat clawed you because my dog barked.
I'm magic. Listen. I'm a magician. You dance. She's like, I'm going to bed.
Oh yeah, you're hearing a lot of the chaos. Dog, mama, sister. Talk about cat. We do have a cat. We actually have the trifecta. We have cats, dogs, and birds. Well, a cat, a dog, and 4 birds.
Mom, bed. Now. Oh. Man, I put that cat inside.
Oh, Tyler. Yeah, Tyler. Every time I go on there, oh, sorry. Oh, my model is scooping. Let. Excuse me. Bro, I remember recently on Tally Stream we were playing Jackbox games, bro. That was a riot. Face reveal. Finally get a clear glimpse. Yeah, not so easy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I'm not face revealing that easily. There's a reason I hide behind a VTuber model. But if you're looking at this, yes, face reveal, jump scare. Like, imagine my model just Foxy jumping you, I don't know. But like, imagine him like Foxy jumping you, but his arms His arms don't shoot out, they stay at his side. Spider armor monkey. Yes, apparently I'm a cuttlefish, a monkey, and a spider. Quite the chimera of creatures. Dude, I will say, Tally's model is really cool. Like, it's one of the coolest models I think I've ever seen. Is this a Tally reference, or is this a reference I'm not getting? Okay, you're gonna see some of the guts because I feel like I want to change something. See, here's the poor thing about. Oh. Ah, okay, that makes sense. I'll be honest, I didn't watch much SpongeBob growing up. I did not watch Supersonic versus Deku. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's no contest. Sonic, on a casual basis, generally is fighting things. Actually, no, it's not even what he fights; it's just who he is. He is over here moving faster than the speed of sound and faster than light. No, Sonic Solo's my hero. That's the thing. Yeah, you're just seeing. You guys are just seeing a lot of the guts. It's okay. Dobby versus Shadow. Kit. These Sonic characters are just unironically busted. You know, I will say I used to have that mindset where I wanted to I wanted to achieve my dreams here. But now I'm kind of in a place where I don't really have any dreams here. I think it'd be cool to get married, but I don't really have much of a motivation for, because I'm like I'm like big picture type of person. I would always think, what's the end goal? What's the end goal? And nothing ever. And it's almost like I had the Ecclesiastes. I end up getting to the Ecclesiastes mindset. Wov, two wov. I guess where I'm at now is whatever the Lord allows me to do, I think it would be really cool. But
Go lay down. Take her bite. Hey, go lay down. Come on, guys.
but
Gotta lay down.
But yeah. To answer your question, Speedy, like I said, I used to think way back when I actually am like, hey Lord, can you like wait a little bit and let me get married? Now I was like 6 or maybe a little older, but like still very young when I asked this, and now I'm like to the point where I'm like, I think it would be really cool to see Jesus. But I'm not saying I wouldn't want to get married. I just, after being in a relationship for 6 years, I realized I'm not ready yet for it. And it's a lot of responsibility, and I'm just like, I'd be okay if the Lord took me somewhere else. Right, exactly. If it's the Lord's will, and I'm open to it. But if it's not, if He has me be like Paul and just like and never get married, but go and preach the gospel to people, I would say I would pray for the contentment and be thankful for that, and because honestly I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to go around preaching the gospel, like, and like in other spaces. But right now I feel like also the Lord's like, hey, I sent you somewhere, so preach the gospel where you're at. I'll be honest. I still struggle with feeling I worry about you being judged by others, even though because I work in a oops, sorry, my model is kind of goofing. I work in a company where there's a lot of people whose lifestyles don't align with gospel, like far from it. And if I said anything, obviously there's that fear of judgment, but like I shouldn't be afraid of that. So there's a lot of stuff I'm working on, and that self-control thing that you mentioned, I just like, yeah, I'm far from it too. But yeah, no, I believe when the Lord brings someone, if the Lord brings someone along for me, it will be perfect. It'll be somebody who understands how to interact with me, because I'll be honest, I don't know. Inconceivable. I switched the glasses while you're backwards turned.
Well, you're gonna be with me until Tuesday, but you gotta get some rest.
Is this a kissing book?
So we make it Thursday night.
There's a little bit of kissing in it.
Gosh.
I don't get it. Flop. Yeah. Inconceivable. I would say I have kissed, and that's it. I was in a 6-year relationship. I won't shy away from the fact that it happened, but we never took it like we never took it to like such a degree, but my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. But yeah. So I was in a 6-year relationship, and that at the end of it, it was just like I understood I wasn't ready. We both had forced a relationship that God had told likely. We kind of felt in our spirit that we were being pulled. Oh yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine why you hate that line. Like especially if everybody walked up to you. He's like, "My name is Inigo Montoya." It's like that is not my name. Can everybody stop quoting that stupid line? Well, it just so happens that your friend here is mostly dead. There's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead. He didn't say true love, he said to believe. The believe means to bluff. He died cheating at cards. To believe. It's always such a dumb line, bro. I'm like, bro, that is the sorriest excuse for a lie. It's creative, don't get me wrong, but like, come on, dude. You're not fooling anybody. It's a witch. I am not a witch, I'm a wife. But after you saying that, I don't think I want to be that anymore. Humperdinck. Humperdinck, Humperdinck, Humperdinck. Yeah. Yeah. After being fired, he was not very fond of this Humperdinck fellow. I was telling my family, we watched that movie growing up. A lot of quotable moments. My favorite moment in the movie, hands down, the one I remember the most. Oh, as you wish. Oh no, my dear Wesley. What have I done? The way she shoves. Yeah, exactly. She's spelled just like that. Like, that's my favorite line in the movie. Like, by far my favorite moment. I don't know why. It's just because he went along with the following as he said it. It just, to me, it's always gonna be physic. Oh yeah, what is it? We can fight as God intended. Or I could just kill you now. I could have hit your head with a rock as you were passing by. Oh, Andre the Giant. Yeah, Andre the Giant. Yeah. Well, he did look like he, not to say he was like, no, not to be rude, it did look like he had, like, he did move around a bit slower. I'm the Dread Pirate Roberts. There will be no survivors. My men are here. I'm here. But soon you will not be here. I'll say though, I can imagine they had fun making that movie. Just so many quotable lines. It's just, like, yeah, you're working with Andre the Giant, bro. You mean Niski? Yeah, if you're talking about like the Igor looking guy, yeah. I forget who had the key though. It's been a minute. Like I said, it's been a little bit since I watched the movie. I can quote a lot of lines. Yeah, dude, nah. My dad's favorite line. Boo! Boo! Bow down to the Queen of Slime, the Queen of Refuse. Boo! Just having that nightmare. What's really cool is that Inigo Montoya became the Dread Pirate Roberts afterwards. Clearly armor. I have the advantage. I can stick on the ceiling and just, oh no, make fun of you until you give up. I win. Life is pain, Highness. Anyone who denies it is selling something. That's why I would sit on the ceiling and make fun of you. Until you gave up. Using my my spider powers. I don't have to hit. I don't have to hit you to win. All I gotta do is incapacitate you, and that could be in the form like a hold or maybe like a sedative. I don't know. It depends on what I have on hand. Yes. As people be like, well, you know, that's not gentlemanly, hit a girl. I do agree. Almost all bets are off, really, when that woman is trying to actively kill you. When your life is on the line, I'm not trying to be polite. I'm trying to live. It's like, he hit me. I'm like, she tried to stab me. I think it's fair. Said, I love you. I love you enough to hit you and send you to jail. So you can think. Think about not stabbing people. I don't know. Nah, it is a bad position though. Like you're running away from a woman and like the outside person, all they see is you like swing. Like it looks really bad. Because every guy in the vicinity is gonna assume that you're just beating a woman. And that's a losing fight. I mean, they could be more observant and see that you're fighting for your life, and then... I know they tell you, I know they tell you to like, keep running away and, like, don't use force if you, like, unless it's your absolute last resort. And I do agree if it's your last resort, but, like, I don't know, knocking somebody out is a pretty effective way to incapacitate them. Especially if you throw a single punch, a clean punch to the jaw. Now, if they have a gun, that's a different story. You run. You run. Or you sneak up on them and just hope you win the scuffle. Because in that situation, whoever generally... Getting control of the gun is the main strategical thing. Now, if you're out in the open, you're screwed. But if you're in a building, you have a bit more of a chance. But that being in the presence of someone with a gun is generally just not an ideal scenario. Exactly. Yeah. Scream and claim self-defense. Yes. Oh yeah. No. No, I agree with you on that one. At least if it's someone who knows what they're doing. Like if they're aware and how much they can sway the crowd. Just by being a woman. This is not a knock on women. I do believe we need to protect women. I'm just like worst case scenario, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, too many forensic files. Yes, dude, I've seen those. I've seen that. I think I've seen like Dateline or something like that. Dude, I know my dad and my mom will watch those before, and it's like, dude, it's like you really never know. So you really never know. I think that's the biggest thing. I think I remember a comedian mentioning, he's like, you ever seen Dateline? It's like, then you gotta take your look at your wife and just like seriously ask the question, we doing good, you and me? Okay, true stories. Yeah, that's fair. Because that's something that you can wrap your head around. And it's something that is, it's real. Oh, Jeff Allen. I like Jeff Allen. Jeff Allen is an older comedian. He's an older Christian comedian. He's probably like late 60s, maybe early 70s. But my family's been watching him like forever. It's okay. I think it's funny. I love his testimony though. I actually love his testimony. Legit, I would actually pull it up. Alright, EP. Yeah, it is getting a little late, isn't it? like dangling a treat. You sleepy? You want sleep? Is that what you want? Huh? No, no, she's not sleepy. That's someone else. See, Kit would get it. Kit would get that joke. One more verses? Okay. Monsters Inc. Oh, we're doing that matchup. If it's a Mike Wazowski, if it's a Mike Wazowski matchup, I'm gonna have to lean the other side. Like, I love my boy Mike Wazowski, but I'm not sure you're really looking too far up the tree for somebody who could beat him. I'm sorry, Sully, you don't want this fight. That's all I gotta say. Boo is not yours anymore. Boo belongs to Shadow. Boo belongs to Knuckles. Sully is more of an improvised fighter. He's a scarer. Tails. I still will lean Tails. But both are just naturally non-violent. No, don't do that to him. Amy is... An angry Amy is not something you want on your hands. Let's just say that much. The hammer she swings is enough to destroy Eggman robots. What do you think it's going to do to Sully? What do you think it's going to do to Sully? I guess we... I mean, I was thinking about maybe streaming for a little bit longer. If you guys gotta go, that's completely fine. I guess we could end and I could raid out. Says I'm not sure anybody else is stopping by. But you never know, but like for me it's 11:20, so it's pretty late. The moment Randall becomes visible, he's screwed. I would say his invisibility is actually kind of busted. But considering he was beaten by Sully and Mike Wazowski. Oh boy. It's a wash. Everybody's washing those scales right off of Randall. I would dare to say that cream and cheese could beat Randall. I think Big Thick Hat could beat Randall. Now you're just being cruel. Now you're just being cruel. All right, you have a blessed night, Speedy. Thank you for stopping by. And I'll be praying for you, man. Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, Boo ain't gonna mean much to Metal Sonic. He's a machine. He doesn't really care what he does to Boo. Randall somehow challenges Metal Sonic and pokes at his ego. Well, he's gonna get a very, very rude awakening. Metal Sonic does have an ego. He absorbed Eggman's intelligence, but he also, I believe, he kind of does have that ego, the same ego that Sonic kind of has. But I mean, realistically, I don't think Metal would really have a reason to go after Randall because he doesn't really. Metal Sonic only cares about Eggman. Bro, it's washed. You're talking about the entire Class 1A crew. Now let's say cross verse matchup. Cross verse matchup. You equalize the powers and abilities, and you treat Aizawa's quirk as something that able to cancel Randall's invisibility. Legit, you don't even have to cancel Randall's invisibility. If you try to attack Deku at all, you know, actually, no, here's the thing. Deku has memorized where Gentle's, he's memorized where Gentle's air bursts were, so I doubt he would have much of a problem tracking a skittering lizard. But that's like, even the rest of Class 1A is putting a mollywop on Randall. Like even Mineta, I would, Bakugo, bro, yeah. Mineta, too. I think Mineta would be able to take on Randall, dude. And Mineta's a coward. But he's not as much of a coward, honestly. Actually, no, I would, okay, I would venture to say end of series Mineta is not a coward. Considering that he joined everybody else in the fight, in all of the final fights, I would say he definitely is far from the coward he was back in Season 1. Far from being that coward. He actually kind of sounded a little cool. He acted kind of normal. But I think that's because in like a little moment, like a blink and you'll miss it moment, Mina brainwashed him. So he wouldn't be as much of a creep for the rest of the series. So he acted pretty normal for the rest of the series. Barring that comment he made about Eri. And that's where we need to punt him. But considering that they were able to tolerate Mineta, like, making that comment. So everybody, just imagine what they're thinking. It's like, I want to blow up his little twerp. Like, you shouldn't. But, like, he's some very questionable things. But yes, I think Mineta, I dare say Mineta would be able to beat Randall. Even Koda would be able to beat Randall. And that is like probably be the fight of the century. Mirio, oh no. Oh dear. That poor lizard. Nah, we just need to stop Emiria, bro. Stop. You saw what All Might was doing to Deku and Bakugo in their exam? Clean, precise strike. That knee to Bakugo's chin, that was absolutely monstrous. And considering that version of Bakugo is likely able to take out Randall, I don't really know what that's just cruel. That's animal abuse. That's what it is. That is full on animal abuse. Huh? Oh, no. I just laughed at something that was sent. No, you didn't go too far. No, jokingly. No, you're fine. No, in all joke, you didn't go overboard. I'm just messing with you. I'm just saying, Randall versus most characters is not going to be a good matchup because Randall's just naturally a coward. He doesn't know how to fight outside of like hiding and then sneak attacking, because it's the only thing he can do. Like, he's running away from humans with shotguns, and like my hero characters, well, let's just say they're greater than shotgun level. You're fine. No worries. You didn't go overboard with anything. You're fine, kid. I'm just saying, that poor lizard. We're eating good tonight, Ma. Perfect defense. Ah, nuts. Zoom. Zoom, zoom. Here's a zoom, zoom. Alright, guys, we're playing some more Rocket League. Meep, meep. Beef, beef. Zooms away. Meep, meep. Meep, meep. Whee! Oh no, oh. That is unfortunate. Godzilla. Why would do that to Shadow? Here's the thing. Any crossover that Godzilla is in, he's just busted. He basically just scales to every cosmology. Like in the DC crossover, he was able to go toe to toe with Superman. It actually like beat Superman in a fight. Because Godzilla is just allowed to be like many versions of him are just so overpowered. Not to say Shadow wouldn't put up a good fight, but like against the strongest versions of Godzilla, he's getting dog-walked. Or at the very least, he's gonna at least maybe last a little bit. Let's just say he's gonna need Super Shadow for this one. Mothra versus Tails. I might have my bets on Mothra here. But that's because Tails ain't Sonic. That's all I had to say. He can keep up, like, somewhat with Sonic. But I don't know if he has the destructive firepower to go up against a being that large. I might be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I might be wrong, but she also fights alongside Godzilla. And if we think Tails is beating Godzilla, you just hear that statement and just... Like, I say that and it just doesn't sound right. Or so... And I know it's not Godzilla, but like... Mothra is the queen of the monsters. Bruh, nah, DK got this. DK got this. Bro punched the moon out of orbit. He the better monkey. DK is objectively the better monkey. You think King Kong's the better monkey? So again, I would venture to say that King Kong's getting beaten by Donkey Kong. Now, give me your reasoning why King Kong wins. Me personally, I'm not on board with that. I just know that Donkey Kong is just he's bananas in terms of how strong he is. Once again, he punched a Celestia. He may have the size advantage, but DK's likely tough enough to take something like that. And that's if DK doesn't just, like, climb his way up. He's fought giant versions of, like, King K. Rool before. He's used to climbing things. That fur is just going to be prime vine real estate. He'd be able to climb right up. Now, if King Kong is faster, then I can see where that argument, is valid. But I guess we'll say this: if Donkey Kong is not faster than King Kong, he does get squished. Blaze, I guess the stronger form of Blaze. I don't know, like, if you're like base to base, but I know once you turn super, I think it's a wash for Donkey Kong. Super forms in Sonic are just absolutely busted because they just get this random, like, plot multiplier. I become as strong as the plot needs me to be. And in the story of a fight like that, the plot would just be... yeah. Nah, stop it with Randall, bro. We need to stop bullying Randall. That's not right. That like I said, that's animal abuse. That's lizard abuse, bro. That's lizard abuse. I think you've made your point. Randall hurt Boo, but I don't think he should be burnt up into a crisp. Poor dude's getting put through the ringer today. All of Class 1A, the entire Sonic cast, All Might. Dude's just not having a good day. Flynn's versus Sign. I don't know that one. I don't know enough about how strong they are. My guess, Flynn's. My only reason I guess that is because of how recent he is. But I could very much be wrong about that. DeLuke. I'll probably still vote Flynn's, but I don't know. I think that'd be an interesting fight. DeLuke is a very capable fighter. I just don't know about Sino. But DeLuke does know how to wield a blade. And he's shown to throw that with pretty good accuracy. Oh, they're drinking buddies? Okay. Or they would be drinking buddies. I mean, I'm not an advocate for drinking, but I could see. I mean, DeLuke doesn't even really like alcohol like that, does he? He like has the winery, but he doesn't like it like that. Firewater, nah. You just got to shot that straight. Not a real man. He'll put hair on your chest. He's gonna put hair on your chest. It's like coffee. It's like black coffee. Or it might burn some hairs off your chest. I don't know. No, Varka could do it, bro. Varka could do it. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, Varka got it. Varka versus Firewater. I was watching the stream, Sleepy stream, so I got a little bit more insight onto who Varka was. All I gotta say is I like Varka, bro. He's really cool. All right, guys. No one beats me in a drinking competition. Because I got more meat on my bones to absorb it. Or something like that. Not an advocate for drinking. But bro, I guess apparently can handle it. Nah, Varka. Now, in a fight, hands down, probably Varka. Maybe. I don't know. Venti's not much of a fighter, that's the thing. It comes out... Venti could be powerful, but he's not much of a fighter. Drinking battle? Oh, Varka, all the way. Dude, Venti gets drunk casually. I'm sorry. Yeah, Venti. Unless I'm missing something, he's always drunk when I see him after he drinks. But maybe that's after many rounds. I don't know. Genshin characters maybe just be going crazy with their alcohol. I don't know. I just... But in a fight, yeah, I guess Archon, Archon physiology. Well, each physiology is different because, yeah. One second, I really had to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. okay. I'm back. It might have to be the last one, last tricky battle thing, because I'm not really, as I don't advocate for it, so I'm not sure. I feel comfortable continuing that matchup specifically. But I guess if you want to have me guess, it probably would probably still Venti. Well, not bad. So, I guess for the answer, I'd probably be done with this line of verses. Just I'm not very. Yeah, it is midnight. I probably should get off as well. Testing. 1 2 2 2 2 2 2. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is a little better. Okay. You're right, though. It is midnight. I probably should hop off. All right, this will be the last one I entertain of the drinking battles, just because I'm not much of an advocate for it. So I don't know how comfortable I feel like continuing the line of joking. But If I had to guess, it'd probably still be Venti. Just because Morax is just not much of like a drinker. He drinks wine. It's a little bit different. Then Outrage just. No, I entertained it, so I'm not. You don't have to apologize for that. If you want to apologize, it's fine, but it's just like I continued that line of joking. So that's still that still lies with me because, like I I'm mainly uncomfortable with it just because I'm not an advocate for it. And even the Bible does discourage it. I don't know if it outright calls it like straight up wrong, but I'd have to double check on that. But I don't know. I've also just I have had family members just Kaya versus Gene, straight up fight. Gene, I probably would say Gene. I mean, she's the acting grandmaster. Acting headmaster, grandmaster for a reason. There's also a reason she's a 5-star. Sorry, Kai. Got any for you? Well, I might need a hug after that one. Alright. How about the Dark Knight Hero versus the Dandelion Knight? If they should ever have to come to blows. Really? I'm not saying he's not strong. I feel like it's kind of debatable. I feel like just Gene has better is gonna have better showings with the new story stuff. But you know Genshin better than I do. So if you say Diluc wins hands down, I don't have much debate. As it, like, before then, there could be a debate, but I saw that the new story comes back to Mondstadt, so unless Diluc gets some screen time, Jean might get a bit more showings that put her above the Dark Knight Hero. But I would say she just has probably better formal instruction. That's not to say he's not a capable fighter, though. He's over here fighting Abyss Mages. Okay, both do? Then yeah, I feel like it's debatable. Because to me, they've always kind of seemed relative. When we talk about brutality, I would say Diluc. Next. Malvika versus Raiden Shogun. I only really know more about Raiden Shogun, so Malvika is gonna be your territory. Is it the Musou? Excuse me. Is it the Musou no Hitotachi? Sorry if you hear me chewing. I got a snack. Okay. I'm trying to think. Oh, I know. Catching versus Jingshu. Catching versus Jingshu. The book boy. Chong Yun's friend. Bro. I'll hate them, obviously. He'll wrap the fight up quick. He's got better things to do. This was fun, Kaveh, but I gotta go. I got something else to do somewhere else. I think I got another matchup. Or at least, I have a character. I feel like I'm trying to find a suitable matchup for. Okay. Child versus Shenhe. Okay. Though we have to admit, a punch from Shenhe is not gonna be fun. Considering that she lifted up a Stalactus Jadeite, where everybody else is like, how in the world did you guys move that? Shenhe is just like, wait, you guys couldn't move this? She's also a cryo element. I would say the natural predator of the water element, of the hydro element. But from what I remember in lore, she's freakishly strong. Then again, Child does have formal training against somebody way stronger than him, but he also gets casually tossed away by the said master, so to say they're comparable would be nah. I'm just saying. I was trying to find someone like Shenhe could probably square up against. As long as he's not using his delusion. I don't know anything about this foul legacy, but yeah, I could see why being a Fatui Harbinger might put him above a random freakishly strong woman that kind of just lives and can just kind of lives off by herself. Trying to find that Shenhe matchup. Okay, Shenhe versus Diluc. I feel like this is a better fight. Well, actually, never mind. But I'll have you weigh in on it before I give my thoughts. It's a draw? You think it's a draw? I probably would lean Shenhe because if what she would do with like what she did to the water against like Osile or whatever that female sea creature name was. But yeah, I do agree. She's, like I said, she's freakishly strong, but he does have formal training. That would kind of, to a degree, it would cancel out, because she doesn't necessarily have formal training in the sense of, like, weapon combat, but her strength more than makes up for that. But when she starts using her, like, ability, her cryo ability, that's when I had to think, possibly, she has the edge. Just in raw force. Like I said, Diluc though is really well. I mean, I don't think. Pyro would melt the ice. That's the thing. But like you said, the moment Diluc closes a distance, he's stepping into Shenhe's specialty. Close range combat. It's only so much a sword can do against somebody who can lift gigantic boulders with ease. But considering he's a formally trained, essentially... Wait, what? It's been a minute. I'm sorry if I don't get the reference. I like, If I'm missing context, I mean. Oh, ha ha ha. She just throws it back. It's like, what are these? What are these that you throw at me? Watch, I could do that in reverse. He's like, somebody threw back my boulders. I called that down from the sky. And she yeeted it back. How powerful is this woman? Yeah, nah. Nah, I would ultimately lean Shenhe, but I could see A versus Neuvillette. I don't know. I've heard that I would probably lean Neuvillette just based off what I know in the lore. That Sovereigns are just outright stronger than Archons. But A is particularly... Yeah, Dragon Sovereign, sorry. But A's ability can cut, like, directly through space. That's just not a type of attack you just... That's more of like a that's more of like a durability negation type technique, where you cut through the space. Unless she simply uses that to close the distance, but even then, he's probably one of the few who could stand up against the Musou no Hidetachi and walk out standing. But I don't know. Considering that in her previous form, she was, from what I remember in the lore, she created like giant rock formations simply as a side effect of her battles with other creatures. But once again, the Dragon Sovereigns are just blatantly stated to be more powerful than Archons, so I would just have to lean Neuvillette because I don't know. I don't think that's a matchup we're ever gonna get because Rain Shogun is not likely to just randomly leave her nation for, just to see who wins. Water. I got electricity. I have water. I brought you some water. This is from the third stream in Inazuma, right outside of the city gate. My turn. Okay. Probably around 12:30 though. I'll have to get off, but yeah, we do a few more. Go shoot. What do you got for me? I don't know much about Gaming. I do know Xingling though. I think you probably picked the most close-sounding matchup. Because, like, I'm pretty sure both of them are just kind of regular people. Like, they're not normal, but, like, among combatants, they probably scale close. I don't even think either of them are really much of fighters. maybe Xingling because she hunts for her food. Maybe. Because I don't know much about Gaming. He seems to be like, isn't he like just like somebody who does like the festivities and stuff? I would say Xingling just because she has, yeah. Okay. And if that's the case, I'm going off of experience. Xingling actually does go, and I'm pretty sure she hunts for her food. And not to mention, she has Guoba. Oh. Okay, I got a cross-verse matchup. Traveler versus the Trailblazer. Current version of Trailblazer versus current version of Traveler. He gets a draw. They are, I guess that's fair. Maybe that's too easy of a question. MCs who deal with similar beings probably scale relatively similar. And both have like a deep bags of tricks to pull from. The Traveler has like multiple. Dunhung plus the Train versus Sunday. I don't know much about Sunday. All I know is that Sunday seems to be like a higher being, or at least something of the sort. I don't know. Dude, the Express is something else. Oh, you mean Sunday gets hit by the train? Oh, ha 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 ha. Poor Sunday. Well, that's not a train you want to get hit by. Yeah, arguably you don't want to get hit by any train, but the Express is like not something you want to get hit by. Oh. It's closing around 12:30, so I'm gonna look at somebody to raid out to. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, it's got a few more to do. We should get the quest. Yeah. I'll do one more, but I'll just focus on doing quests and not so much the game.
Well, we're ready to hoodie cap Matt.